I want it back. Give it back. I want it back. Give it back. I want it back. Now you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, part 4 of the never-ending Ultimate Shoutout series of who else? Mojo Pin 12. So we left off with GooseArrow. GooseArrow, now I don't totally agree with everything that she kind of gets involved with. I don't know, I'm not too... some of the stuff, like, I don't know, I think she goes a little bit heavy into conspiracy theory stuff. But that said, you don't want to like throw the baby out with the bathwater. I know there's certain channels that she supports that makes me like wonder like what the heck's going on, but I don't totally get. The one thing I get is what do I learn from the channel, and she's very very good at watchdogging legitimate news stuff as well, and she also does videos on different things she finds bargains on. And that's how I got into trying out boxed milk. I never really knew that, you know, I always bought milk normally in the supermarket like normal. I didn't know about boxed milk where it's, and it was one of the ones in the dollar store for $1. I'm like, and she's saying how it's really good for you. She uses it all the time. Now, it's not there anymore. I even forget the name of that milk, but it doesn't matter. The fact is, I found it, really liked it, and was blown away that I was getting this out of a dollar store. And that's what's pretty cool. Sorry about that email alert. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, you know, and it lasts like 4 or 5 months, like in the box. So it's a great prep item that you could cycle out. So that's just one example of the different things that she'll bring up on her channel. She hasn't been doing videos for a while, but there's a lot of stuff you can search in her channel, and definitely worth a sub. And I've always liked her channel, even though there's certain things I might not necessarily agree with, but I'm a strong person. I can figure things out for myself, you know. But I do enjoy the fact and appreciate what the information she puts out there to help, just to selflessly help people along. Kaidexby Parlusk, or Parlusk. This guy is just straightforward prepping in a common sense way, and just really, I love how he puts together stuff and his thought process, and he really exemplifies prepping, I think, as far as I'm concerned. And definitely worth a sub, and you can learn a lot off his channel. And he's just straight up prepping, and that's it. I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, you can search his channel. There's tons of different things that he's done, and he's constantly putting videos out. And to me, they're pretty quality informational videos, and that's why he's up on this list. Next is Minbound. Minbound, this guy did a lot of videos on how to get good stuff cheaply, and that's kind of a hard thing to do, to buy cheap stuff that actually works. And he'll go through different prepping things that he's done with solar panels and how he does what he does, and he's one of those guys to me that just seems like just an everyday guy that incorporates his prepping with his life. Now, he's another one that hasn't done videos in a while because I guess he's been having health issues. But his channel's still up there, and I'm sure he's got plenty of videos you can search out that I've already watched that you can learn things off of. And he's another one of those guys who just selflessly does this. And I think he was involved, if I remember right, he was one of the ones that did the storm relief project when we had that first Hurricane Irene, and prior to that there was some other storm relief that they did. where they collected money to give to victims of the storms, and to me that is another great example of the true nature of preppers and the true nature of the community that I'm proud to be a part of. So that's why he's up there, and he came around also way in the beginning. Like I was watching, Such and all them, and Minbound was always one of those ones that would pop up on the side. It's because you watched this, and that's how I got, into getting into his channel. Sousaville. Sousaville is one that outdoors is another kind of bushcraft channel, outdoors type survival stuff, and I love that guy's channel. Any questions you ever have, he's quick to answer, and just his great ideas. In fact, I'm making what he does. He does these things called the fire starter pierogies that he came up with, using makeup pads and a thing of cotton and the certain kind of candle wax. Then I'm going to be making a whole crap load of those for my bug out bags, and well, I'm going to test them out, of course, first. But he did videos and tested them out himself, and it's really cool idea. And that's just an example. He does reviews and actual real-time survival. He did a great video right in the middle of the blizzard. He went camping. Like, he took one of his winter tents to test it out in a blizzard conditions. And I thought that was awesome. That was a great video series, and I was really impressed. And he goes through like the pros and cons of what he's going through right there in the moment. It was just awesome videos. So as far as along the bushcraft line, that's between him and Fresh Air or Far North Bushcraft. Those to me are the top bushcraft videos. Of course, you have Wilderness Outfitters, but to me, that's the Wilderness Outfitters. Sometimes it's a little glossed over, and sometimes too much. They're constantly throwing videos out there, so I'd rather watch someone that's closer to my neck of the woods, and that's kind of why I watch Sousaville. It's kind of my closer neck to the woods bushcraft, and then Far North Bushcraft, Fresh Air would be like my distance type bushcraft, and to me, Fresh Air is more like the real deal. He probably grew up his whole life, so those are my bushcraft prepping channels that I recommend. Now we come across Yankee Prepper, the most controversial prepper out there, I guess. I even have subscribers that have had bad issues with him, that have made comments, this guy's a jerk, this guy's that. Well, I don't know. I see something in this guy that, I don't know. I can't really go into detail because I don't want to, all I can tell you is he's put out really good videos. He has a great website that he sells quality non-roasted coffee that I can't recommend enough. I can't wait till I get paid next because I'm going to be buying some more batches of it. And you know how I am with my coffee. And he has a great AeroPress thing that you can buy that makes awesome coffee that you can just throw in a bug-out bag. See, I need my coffee like that. That's something that's not only a huge morale booster for me, but for functionality, it's a must. I just love, and I love the taste. So all those different things, and to me, he's got really good points of view on prepping. And unfortunately, I don't think he has time to deal with people and deal with the so-called trolls, or if anybody says anything kind of off on his videos, he just bans and blocks them because he just doesn't have the time to sit there and figure out if, maybe this person's not that bad. It's just he doesn't have the time, and he doesn't want to run the risk of having this person come back putting nasty comments on his channel that he's going to have to remove. And so I was even blocked by him. So he's recently unblocked me. I don't quite know why. I don't really talk to him on a regular basis, except for maybe emails on products when I'm buying some of his stuff. But I learned a ton off his channel. His points of view are awesome. He did this awesome video series, but he took it down. Perimeter defense. and I favorited it, and I remember going to kind of reference to it because I was doing perimeter stuff around my house, a plan, just in case I have to, and it was all gone. But you know, that's the nature of his channel. He changes, and whatever he feels he should take down, he takes down. But that's the type of videos you can expect from him, and sometimes he can be just darn right funny. He's very entertaining in how he puts together his videos. So you know, a lot of people, oh, you know, he's a Christian and he does this, he does that, and he's professed Christian. Well, my whole thing, and this is what I say to anybody who's also a Christian and seeing the things he does and not agreeing with him, pray for him. Because the minute you start judging somebody and calling them out, you have just put yourself in the place of where there's only one judge, and that's Christ. And so you gotta be really careful when you get into those modes where you even if you are legitimately offended, you shouldn't allow that offense to put you into a state where you're now being a judge. You pray for him, and that's it. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a good quality channel. Oh boy, 10 minutes. We're going to be going like 5 parts on this. Alright, next is Hibernia Sun. Now, Hibernia Sun goes into the parts of prepping that nobody really wants to look at. And I kind of look at his channel more so because he's definitely been, he's the squad leader of his particular unit. And he's a avid studier of history and did one of the best videos on Israel. Now, you know, all of you know that I'm an advocate for Israel. Those of you who have been subbed for me for a while. And part of the reason is basically what I feel is what God wants me to do. And that's my email again, sorry. And the other reason is, to me, I think it's the right thing to do. After September 11th, I heard all these rumors that it's all because of our friendship with Israel, and yet a lot of preppers are into the whole conspiracy theory crap that the Jews are part of this master plan of globalization. If you're in my midst and sub to me, unsub me now if that's what your belief system is. See you later. Because I have no tolerance for that stuff at all. And, you know, I've done a lot of and he did an incredible video series on the history of Israel and the truth of what goes on in the Middle East. And it was a very learned, well-done video. I don't always completely agree. I didn't agree on his view on the Civil War. That if I remember right, he was kind of pushing the whole thing that it was state rights that was really the main motivation of the Civil War. And I disagree. I've read a lot on Civil War. I believe it had a part, and a strong part, but the main crux was slavery. Hands down, any which way you look at it, that was their main way of making money down south. And anything falling short of banning that would totally put that whole area in upheaval and challenge the very money making that they had going in that area. So anyway, I'm not going on a Civil War binge. He goes into the parts of prepping that you don't want to think about. The military aspects and the military mindset that you have to think of. Now, mind you, I'm running out of time, guys. I'm going to have to go into... Man. I'm going to have to go into a 4-parter. Or 5-parter. 5-parter. Alright, 5 parts it is.